What kinds of damage can queens suffer, and what effect do these have on the queens themselves, as well as on the productive and reproductive capacity of our hives? First of all, the temperatures, the classic hot or cold snap, an increase or decrease in temperatures that the queen can contract, can have, in different stages of development, from larva, up to the hive in which it will be inserted, therefore up to the hive of arrival. What effects does an increase or decrease in temperature have? First of all, a degradation of the sperm quality that the queen has stored in the spermatheca, vitality, viability, and motility of the sperm, and in some cases even sterility. A malfunction or degradation of the reproductive organs, ovarian degradation, difficulty in storing sperm in the spermatheca. So, damage to the reproductive organs. Last but not least, and very important, is an increased sensitivity to contracting pathogens, thus to contracting viral or bacterial infections. And above all, difficulty in producing the entire chain of proteins that have an immunocompetence effect, meaning the protection of the sperm in the spermatheca from pathogens. Secondly, another important factor that causes harm to queens is nutrition. Poor nutritional quality of the queen at all stages of her development can, first of all, reduce her longevity, that is, her life expectancy, delay, or alter her physiological development. Even cause delays in development, delays in morphological development, as well as in the formation of reproductive organs, a drastic reduction in the queen's ability to maintain cohesion within the hive, difficulties during mating flights, and especially problems with orientation when returning to her own hive after mating flights. Beekeepers often confuse queens that mate earlier than others and attribute this to a genetic matrix, thinking that the genetics coming from more challenging areas cause queens to mate earlier than the others. In reality, it is the physiological and morphological development of the queen that determines the proper timing for mating. And nutrition also needs to be managed very carefully during the various crucial stages of the queen's life. Pathogens, viruses, bacteria, but especially viruses. What do pathogens do to queens? Damage to the reproductive organs. We can also see visible damage such as splayed wings, swollen abdomens, drastically reduced or nearly eliminated longevity, a contagion loop within the hive, a queen that contracts a viral load, transmits it to her offspring through the eggs, creating a contagion loop in the hive that is very difficult to eradicate. Last but not least is sperm quality, the quality of the sperm that queen bees collect during their mating flights. How often do queens contract venereal infections in the mating nest? How often do queens in nature collect sperm that already has viral issues, sperm that then has long-term effects in the hive, creating in turn a cycle of contagion in their offspring? How often does the queen have a sufficient volume of sperm, also considering that the only ability the queen has is to decide when to end her nuptial flights based on the volume of sperm she collects in nature, from 70 to 90 million sperm cells, but she has no way to discern the quality. So how often is the sperm quality reduced? Reduced by what? By the poor reproductive quality of the drones we raise, or by the drones we often don't raise to saturate our mating yards? Viral infections, of course, have devastating effects on all the factors that determine sperm quality. There is no longer any sperm immunocompetence, meaning the sperm cells lose their ability to have the elements that protect them from pathogens, which then triggers a cascade of other problems that affect the reproductive organs of the queen.